T1's class, the heirs of the palace. That is your inheritance. The land, everything. Maybe even more. Let's extend it. Let's say all of Ethiopia becomes yours. Sounds good. It's like, okay, all of Ethiopia. All right, we might cut it off. May not give you too much. And you have allotments. You have sections given out to you. But also, before you can have this gift, there's a set of demands and rules on the way up to the inheritance, but also while you're living in Ethiopia. Now, how much would you want to obey those commands? If it meant having all of the land and living in the land, would you obey? To the very order, to the very detail, would you obey? Yeah. It's an easy thing, right? We want to obey to receive the inheritance. If God says, well, in this case, if the emperor says, or the president, or the prime minister says, this is yours, you'd obey, so you can have it. You can live prosperously in the land. Now, you might say, like, well, I didn't quite uphold it. I kind of failed here and there. But is that what the standard is? No, the standard is the standard of how to live holy and how to live right in the land that was given to you. The stakes are higher when you have Yahweh dwelling in the midst of the people. This isn't just a nation forming for the sake of forming a nation. This is a nation in which God is at the center. So the standards are still the standards, but they are of higher degree. You suffer higher consequences when you break them. So it's important as we look through Numbers, as we're moving towards the promised land, moving towards the inheritance, the stakes should be reminded these are high stakes in which Israel needs to take responsibility. They are a privileged people who receive the inheritance of the land, but it also comes with responsibility. So imagine yourself as an Israelite. Now, not in Ethiopia, imagine yourself as an Israelite, and you're going to be going into the promised land. You have high hopes. You're wondering, what will it look like in the promised land? What do I have to live? How do I have to live to be in the promised land? And that's the question I would say should be on every Israelite's mind. Now, if you look, this is at Numbers 16. We're going to start and look at the end. Actually, the end of 17. So you turn there to Numbers 17. I'm going to point to a verse and I'll say that should be the heart of all Israel as they're entering the land, as they're questioning their living. So in verse 12 of chapter 17, the very last few verses, and the people of Israel said to Moses, behold, we perish. We are undone, we are all undone. Everyone who comes near to the tabernacle of the Lord shall die, or we all to perish. Now this comes at the end. Sorry about that. This comes at the end of God validating, approving of Aaron as the head of priests. And people are wondering, man, we're wicked, we're broken, we are undone, evil people. Are we all to perish? Now God offers solutions. This is how you're going to live in the land. And that's the heart as we'll move forward. Sound clear so far? All right, we're going to the promised land. All right, 18 and 19 start us off, and they give us the focus not of Israel as a whole. Chapter 18 actually focuses on the priests. Now, this is a very distinct focus. There's only a few things before moving on that I want us to gather. What is unique about the priesthood, and what is unique about the Levitical, the Levites, compared to all the other people that will be going into the promised land? What is unique about them? Yeah. Say again?
They work.
Yeah. Yeah, there's duties, there's responsibilities. If there is to be a sacrifices given, the sin offering, the trespass, the guilt offerings, they are holy unto the Lord, and any remaining portion that is not consumed is holy for Aaron and the males in his household, But for those who are clean to consume, they are holy to the people. They are their portion when it comes to the offerings. What else? What else makes the Levites and Aaron and the priesthood very unique compared to all the people who are inheriting the land? Try to put a lot of emphasis on those last two words. It's regarding land. Now, do the Levites and the priests, is land a part of their inheritance? No. We will see they will have land for their pastures, but the land is not their inheritance. What is the inheritance of the Levites and the priesthood? Look at verse 20. This is of chapter 18. And the Lord said to Aaron, you shall have no inheritance in their land, neither shall you have any portion among them. I am your portion, and your inheritance among the people of Israel. Same goes to the Levites. They will have no inheritance among the people. God is their portion. God is their inheritance. All the promises revolved around land for the Levites in the Aaronic priesthood is God is their portion. Now, God is amongst His people. God's not specifically for the Levites or for the priests, but because they have a role of being the mediators between man and God, God is their portion. Remember how the whole setup is going to be when they're moving out? How the Levites were right around the center. Aaron was right at the edge, the opening of the tent of meeting, and all of Israel was on the outside. That mediatorial role, God is their inheritance. And they'll bear for them. Will God provide for these people if they have no land? If land is not their inheritance, will God provide for them? How? How does God provide for the Levites and the priests?
When we see that God gave Silence to give gifts that the Levites will be using.
Okay, what kind of gifts? Specific. What are they giving to the Levites?
They are given wages and anything to temple or in the altar. Then they use that local to altar. So,
Well, and I know what you're meaning with it, but let's get our words correct. It's not just anything they're giving to God. Tithes, the best of their offerings. These aren't just like anything. They're giving the best. And as a result, they give a portion. God's going to take care of Aaron and his sons. He's going to take care of the Levites because the tithes will be their portion. But even with the tithes that are given to the Levites, they are to take the best of that and give it to the Lord. The best is always given to the Lord, and the remaining will be the supply for the Levites. So already we have a good setting going into the land. God will take care of the Levites. He'll take care of the priesthood. These people who need to be taken care of because they serve a role of mediating the people to God, to administer sacrifices for cleansings. They are important. God will take care of them. And then we get to a very interesting sacrifice and ashes. How did you guys see the red heifer and the ashes in the water? That section, chapter 19. How do you see that? What comes to mind? What is happening in this chapter? What is the sacrifice for? What's its purpose? Maybe that just sort of. I don't think I need to help you point to where it's at. What is this for? Not any animal, chapter 19. What animal? Chapter 19, the very first few verses. What animal are they bringing? You know that detail at least. A red heifer. And what are they to do with this animal? Kill it, sprinkle its blood, take it outside the camp, and do what with it? And to burn it. And then there's this process of someone will collect the ashes, someone who's clean will collect the ashes, because and they're going to mix this ashes with water, and this mixture will be used for what? To cleanse the people who did what?
To sin.
Not sin. Look at there's an aspect of uncleanness that comes up in this text. Touching dead bodies. They were touching dead bodies. This mixture was to cleanse them. So for in day 3 and day 7, they can't enter lest they defile the tabernacle. Lest they defile. And if they refuse to do it, what's the consequences? Cut out from the people. Now this will become very crucial, because as they're entering the land, what are they going to have to do with all the people in the land? Are they just going to cohabitate with the Canaanites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, the Perizzites? Are they just going to be next door neighbors in the land? What are they going to do with them? Wipe out them. There's going to be death. There's going to be people who are encountering dead bodies. And when you establish your rule, when you establish God amongst the people, and people going to the tabernacle, you're going to have a lot of death, and you're going to have to be cleansed so that you can approach a holy God. It's a very unique passage, but it focuses on that you need to be clean when you approach God. If you reject the cleansing, you're cut off from the people. This comes out in most laws you see now. You probably are so used to seeing this now that if you refuse to cleanse yourself, if you refuse to make appropriate sacrifices, you're cut off from God, because God has a way in which you approach it. Sound clear so far? I know there's a lot, because this is a crazy text. We got to get to talking donkeys shortly, so we're going through some hard stuff in the process. But God's going to have a cleansed people who, if they defile themselves, do have a means to approach a holy God. Because death is a part of the consequences. Death, even as people who live in the land. You got to be prepared for this aspect of life. Death will be there. And on the heel of this cleansing, we have a notable death. Who dies? At the very beginning. One verse devoted to it. Who dies in chapter 20? Miriam. Yeah. Now this serves as a nice indicator based on the location and where they're at, but we also have death of leaders happening. We have people who will not see the land dying, and Miriam's just the first echo of what will become a series of deaths of those who will die outside the land. But it's also hopeful.